Zangpo.
Kamdimo.
Chajalo.
Namaste.
Hello and welcome to the Sikkim podcast brought to you by Summit Times. My name is Chiringiden and we have...
I'm Pema Mokchuk.
I'm Uttam Guru.
And
We are back.
Yeah. Today, let's just get straight to it. We'll just start with a little update on the SPG security controversy that we had last spoken about in the last podcast.
Yeah.
So there's an update which is
that the issue became so important that even Sikkim police conducted an inquiry into it.
After our discussion.
Probably. I hope it was after our discussion. But then they probably didn't listen to our discussion well enough because we were ranting about why are people even discussing this. But anyways, it was such a matter of such grave importance that Sikkim police conducted an inquiry. The DIG range held a press conference in which he said that no SPG cover had been extended and that the two people whom people were mistaking for special protection group bodyguards were actually two bouncers or bodyguards picked up from Haryana and brought here and who eventually after the police inquiry left. So that's the update. And so congratulations, one of the biggest mysteries of Sikkim's recent political discussion has been solved.
And there has been no reaction from
Sikkim
the
police
SDF
must be so
camp.
proud. This must be the quickest case they solved.
Yes.
No, but it has to be put on record. I think it was overreaction on all sides.
No, I have a problem with SDF not giving any statement also.
Yes. No, but if we've got to spend a couple of minutes more, how did it all begin? It began with a news report, right?
Yeah.
A news report.
English daily reporting.
Which, with apologies, we have to admit that none of us had read the original report before we started discussing it. But eventually we did get back to it, and it was something about, they quoted some senior former minister as saying that SPG guards have been provided, right?
Yeah.
And that is from where the whole controversy began. I just think it's a non-issue.
The front page story of English Daily added more fuel to.
No, that is the one, right? It is with that story that it all began.
Yeah, I mean this.
Otherwise, who was talking about it?
Previously, it was like tutu meme was going on. Finally, the more evidence that was provided was from the paper. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll move on to the by-election. Again, the comment of the Chief Minister on by-election. I mean, whatever the number that the numbers
Favor
SKM.
Yes.
And there is no way that SDF will be forming government.
Yes, I was thinking about it. So what the Chief Minister said is that SDF requires 4 more seats to form the government. SKM requires 1 more seat to continue in majority.
Yeah.
And because by-elections are going to be held only in 3 constituencies, there is no way that SDF is forming the government because they need 4. Whereas the chances of SKM continuing in office are much higher, which is true, right? That's how the maths falls. So the way I look at it is for this by-election, for SDF, is a semi-final. Whereas for SKM, it is the final. Because if SKM wins 1 or all 3 or 2, they continue in government, right? Whereas for SDF, it's a semi-final because if they win all 3, then the house is split evenly. There will be re-elections and then fresh elections will be held, which will be the finals for SDF. So what is interesting is that the Chief Minister's comments gained a lot of traction. We just end up discussing everything on social media.
Yeah.
After all our ranting about how that is not the right platform.
Yes.
But anyways, so his comments, it seems, gained a lot of traction online, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of chatter, people commenting, sharing and things like that. And which is fine. I mean, that's how politics works. And what he said is not entirely incorrect either. SKM does require to win only 1 more to continue in office. For SDF, it's 3 more, I think.
But if you look at SDF strategy also, the first thing what they wanted in this by-election, I mean last time also if you go through Chamling's speech that he gave, was not necessarily गभर्मेन्टमा आउनु नआउनु इट वाज मोर एज लाइक ब्रेक इभन लाइक एटलिस्ट ट्राई एन्ड सी वी गेट 3 I mean we add on this 3 so that in his speech also he told कि हामी 16 भयो भने चाहिँ again will go for
Elections.
elections.
Yes.
So उनीहरूको strategy is
There
at
is,
least to be on the 16.
Yeah. I mean, which should be. I mean,
Or
if you're in
target,
politics,
yeah.
you're there to win, right?
There's nothing more they can do.
I mean, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
I mean that's the last few. So main emphasis उनीहरूको चाहिँ is not about the government to come to the seat. How do we come to the seat? I mean, how do we gain these 3 seats?
Yes.
त्यो strategy अहिले चाहिँ they have been adopting.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Yeah.
But we don't. I was asking that time also whether what kind of activity is happening. No.
Are the parties?
by-election.
You think the parties are active? Like, are they actively campaigning or
By-election.
trying to see how they win?
I mean, actively campaigning. I mean, what I've observed was only from the SKM side, like Martam
Meetings.
even meetings from like panchayat level to all this thing. Even last time when this our CM Pokla Kamrangma lambast gare हैन saying this formula if you work out so no chance of SDF and this भनेर गरे. I guess from SDF side चाहिँ probably they haven't like really gone on the ground level ma saying ki okay it is good, but the thing is what unako president le on the meeting journal specify गरेछ कि at least we get in these 3 अहिले we'll just focus on these 3 भनेर चाहिँ. But as the ground level meeting ma चाहिँ I haven't like heard or I haven't seen.
We've not heard of anything.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing, maybe they're not. They should be, I think. They should be because 2 constituencies are going to be really difficult. Rumtek, Martam and Gangtok. I mean, Gangtok was already with SKM. The सारो त पर्छ नि देख्नुमा पनि पढे नि हैन
Yeah.
कि एक्टिभली गर्दैछ कि गरेको
Wait,
छैन.
when will they announce their candidates? वो पता नहीं.
पहिले इलेक्सन अनाउन्स होगा ना. First, the election commission will announce the dates and then they'll announce the candidates. Although I think it will be a good idea for SDF to announce their candidates abhi,
They can.
right? AAP did that, you know, in Delhi elections. AAP announced their candidates for some constituencies in Delhi like 2 years back. कि ये आपका candidate है, and that candidate then gave his all to work in that constituency, right? They still lost. That's a different matter. But well, that was the whole BJP wave happening.
Okay.
But no, I think for SDF it will be really good if they announced this is the candidate. Then whoever is disgruntled wants to go and join SKM, वो अभी हो जाएगा ना.
Last minute.
But for these 6 months, that candidate will work his ass off, right?
Yes.
Or her. Like they could go in for women also.
But
right?
that's
I think
only-
it's a good chance for SKM to give tickets to some women candidates because they've done
That's
really
only
good.
like हाम्रो perception like we are on this table we are discussing कि अहिले but SDF बाट really hardcore strategy हरू अहिलेसम्म they haven't like leaked out केही भनेको छैन.
Yeah.
I mean nothing.
I hope they have one.
No,
Because I mean, not because they should win,
Yeah.
but because this should be a contest.
Yeah.
Because traditionally these have been walkovers. By-elections have been walkovers, right? So I hope SDF has a serious plan. SKM obviously does. They're already holding meetings, at least in Martham and Gangtok, maybe activities of the capital.
No, because there is this. I mean, I don't know what do I know of politics, but maybe they become too overconfident. No, अब जीतेंगे ये by-election तो बोल के they'll not really.
I don't think SKM can afford to do that. I don't think they're even thinking on those lines because we do realize that they have a razor thin majority, right? And we might say whatever we say, but as of right now, SKM does not have majority in the house. They're at the halfway mark. They have only 16, right?
Yeah.
Right now.
No, because word on the ground is that जीतेंगे ना SKM
No,
by-election.
Yeah, I mean,
I
जीतेंगे.
mean, दो तो पक्का ही है.
That तो पक्का है. But the thing is, like, if you look at ball game within this both the parties, SKM might be thinking कि like just one seat will just
We
the
have to
government
win,
we have to win भनेर चाहिँ I think for them the strategy will be much more pressurized in pressure than the SDF saying कि SDF like they say that we are not in the government, let's give a full होइन
Without any
What's there to
fear.
lose?
Yeah, what's there to lose भनेर चाहिँ they might come out in full. I mean
वो भी हो सकता है.
अहिले चाहिँ अहिले चुपचाप भएर लाइक भन्छ नि लाइक आफ्टर द स्टर्म द कामनेस देन द स्टर्म कम्स भनेर भन्छ नि होइन द्याट्स अ प्रभाव हो
So there are 2 storms.
So what I feel with this SKM is उनीहरूको चाहिँ हेर्दाखेरि खालि one seat they have to look in हामी will be doing the same but for SDF चाहिँ अहिले चाहिँ प्रेस मिट नगरेर त्यो कन्डक्ट नगरेर चाहिँ आई गेस लाइक केही न के चाहिँ
गर्दैछ।
दे मस्ट बी कुकिङ अप
So I will not be surprised, given that
Yeah.
how disorganized SDF has been. I will not be surprised if that we are thinking हो रहा है, but in reality कुछ नहीं हो रहा है.
वो भी I mean both ways can be. I mean we are just
Yeah.
like,
No, but otherwise you can sense, no? You can sense excitement, activity, and things like that. I'm not getting that sense. The Gangtok is also going for by-elections, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
silent.
Gangtok में तो दिखना चाहिए था ना? Some activities, some like, which is, and I think one way that SDF can actually get around that is by announcing the candidates that okay, this is our
the other thing is
candidate.
इसका भी तो ये हो रहा है ना that गोले का भी तो CM candidate they said by 6 months yes to
Yeah, I mean that court case
that
is there.
also is playing up. I
That
mean,
court case is there, which is why I think for SKM the stakes are even higher. They've
That's
formed the
what-
government, right?
But
They have to continue in government. Ideally, 17 is not a very good position to be in,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they should be looking at pushing it up to 19, right? 17 से 19 पहुंचाने का. Look at that should be their first aim. The odds are in their favor
Yeah.
because after, like, should the chief minister not be able to contest the elections, then SKM is going to have a tough time within the party ranks about who the next CM is going to be, where the power center is going to be. That is a challenge that they've got to look out for. So if they have the numbers, it'll be better, I think. So anyways, that'll be
Numbers comes
interesting.
only if you win this.
If they win, yes. And like the odds are in their favor, right?
Yeah.
Like 2 constituencies, 1 constituency they won,
I
Rumtek
think-
Martam they almost won.
And if you like एउटा common man को thing also, why would like say Chamling होइन if like opportunities within the 6 months चाहिँ by election आएर चाहिँ 3 seatमा चाहिँ focus नगरेर चाहिँ why would he not think on that and wait for another 5 years for another election to come and go in for?
Yes, I mean you could argue that, but then if you're in politics, perceptions matter. It is very important for SDF to convey to the people and its own supporters, those who remain have not joined SKM already,
People
to convey that we are serious, right? We are still alive, we are still strong. So it's not about just winning; it's about conveying that fighting spirit. That we will contest the elections, we will support our candidates, we will go out and campaign, we will try and win. So it's about conveying that message that I think is so important for SDF more than winning. And yes, you can argue that okay, people voted SKM into office, so they should be allowed to. So we're not talking here about toppling the government, no?
Yeah.
This is a very valid democratic process by which you have a chance of
Because-
coming up.
Because last time also, like when CM, I mean, Chamling, when he once he came back to Gangtok, his speech he told he voting percentage.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
The number of votes
number
is
of voting
higher. in
percentage
SKM.
was higher with the SDF than compared to SKM. So my thinking is, why would SDF remain silent and not focus on this?
By
Yes, yes,
election.
exactly.
Then wait
exactly.
for another 5
5
years.
They
and
should
see.
not, I think it's a wrong move by SDF at least to wait for the elections to be announced and then come with the candidate and
Yeah.
then start campaigning. This election also, remember, Mr. P.D. Rai said that the timing was bad. That if they had 2 more weeks of campaigning, they would have done better.
Yeah.
You have right now 6 months in hand.
Nee, yeah, you should. I mean, you're the loser in this election, right? You should be the one with more.
I think
That's
I
it.
possibly have to
Yeah.
meet Peter Ryan.
Nee, wait, पहले से भी before the elections only the elections we didn't see any fire in the SDF
Yes.
camp, and even now it's the same.
Yes.
कोई पता
But I think on social media, their gang has become very active, right?
Yeah,
SDF supporters, they're very active, right?
Now suddenly,
Aggressive, which is good.
yeah.
But it's easy, no? When you're in opposition,
Ah,
like when you're not part of the system, like we can just sit here and badmouth everyone. Like, what do we have a stake in, right?
yeah, I mean that's there, but 6 महीने के लिए I don't think Chamling might be just sitting back. I mean, had it been something like 6-7 time, that's
नहीं.
what they were.
अभी भी SDF
I mean-
का there's no criticism coming in of a lot of the changes that the new government has brought
After
in.
the initial, except
Initial
the initial
एक दो
one,
बार now
OFOJ
they've just
and
suddenly got
something,
silent.
Yeah, they've again fallen silent.
पहले अलि-
I think that SPG,
Otherwise,
they burned their fingers with SPG.
on the other hand, SKM was extremely active. No, everything they were
Yes.
criticizing right before the
Yeah.
elections.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Actually.
Yeah, वो भी नहीं देखने को मिल रहा है ना?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's.
Anyway, so we'll move on to a day for Mother Earth that was celebrated on 7th July, and that was 7 minutes of no vehicles on the road.
Oh, 7th July, hence 7 minutes.
Yes. So before it used to be 10 minutes to Earth,
Oh.
and we're only
Because everyone in
plantation.
Sikkim is so busy now, 3 minute free kar diya.
So, what do you think about a day for Mother Earth?
That 7 minutes that people didn't ply vehicles.
Didn't plan.
नहीं, didn't.
11 बजे से लेके 11:07 तक
हाँ,
no vehicles on the
vehicles,
road and all that.
You were saying something about the Mother Earth. I mean,
What?
the day. You were saying that it's just something that
Yeah.
something new that they wanted.
Yeah, it is that, right? Because 5th of July is it 5th of July or June? Whatever. World Environment Day, 5th of July, I think.
June नहीं है. June. It's already gone. Yeah, I remember there was no halla this time. People are complaining.
So normally it would be on 10 minutes to Earth.
And this time
And
was?
July.
No. That 7 minute का was?
7th
day from
July.
Earth.
7th July.
What?
A day for Mother Earth.
It was
So
the
the-
end.
That's environment and Mother Earth भिन्न
When they
भिन्न
were there.
Involvement.
World Environment
World
Day.
Environment Day.
World Environment Day is 5th June. And this one,
Are you
they celebrate, yes. This
Ah.
one they celebrated at the end of one Mahotsav. From 1st to 7th July is
Oh,
one Mahotsav,
okay.
and 7th July they celebrated a day for Mother
Yeah.
Earth.
No, which is in
Oh,
a
so
way.
no, so the 10 minutes to Earth is still there, I guess. On
No, it's
5th
not still
June.
there. It's the previous government. That
Yeah,
is
no,
why
but
we have
5th
7
June.
minutes for the roads. So it was of course like you could not, like obviously the new government would not want to continue with the previous government's thing, and you had to come up with something new. And they came up with this. I mean, of course, we can have issues about this token observation of days, but it is also important. You need to reiterate to the people that ki boss environment ka band baja hua hai. We have to take care of it.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
So that and that 7 minutes no vehicles. I have a problem with when government dictates these things. I'm absolutely fine if NGOs and student groups came up and went around campaigning, telling people कि 7 minute को लागि कसैले पनि गाडी नचलाइदिनु. There were youth volunteers on the road who requested people that for 7 minutes let the earth at least above Sikkim breathe, let no vehicles ply on the road. That is what I would like to see, right? But that of course does not happen. So the government decides and the government enforces.
Yeah.
Initiatives like this should not be enforced.
In
Yes.
line with that, even the WED this time, World Environment Day, every year when the government, SDF government was there, we would get tons of press releases. Like
Yes.
for 3-4 days, we would have press releases.
Yeah.
Ki we,
Every
this time
village,
there was
every
nothing.
school.
This time I think there were hardly 5-6 press releases that we
Yeah,
received.
from the district headquarters and subdivisions maybe.
So that's what happens, no, to such government enforced whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, it
initiatives.
would be like I don't want traffic cop stopping my vehicle and saying, "Yo, we are observing a day for Mother Earth, so stop the." You have to. This has to be public involvement, right? So students, you go to the schools, convince the kids, who'll convince their parents, who'll come out at that time. It was a Sunday. Kids could come out on the road and like hold placards and request people not to run their vehicles. But here was a traffic police stopping.
I have a
vehicles.
problem with the whole concept of 7 minutes. I don't know what difference it would make. I would
Yeah, these
prefer.
are gestures essentially.
It's
Yeah.
gestures, but still, I would prefer like one day no vehicles. Let's say,
Yeah.
like people who have private vehicles, let's say, or government vehicles, they will not take.
That would be wonderful, you know.
They'll not.
Then that can be done every month, right?
Yeah,
If students
once-
campaigned that for one day of the month, no private vehicles on the road, everybody uses public transport
Yeah.
or walks. That will be so nice if kids
Yeah.
could do that, no? I want this to be done by people, no?
Civil society.
Yeah, which तो है नहीं ना, वही तो problem हो गया. Government is full of civil servants and who also double as civil society.
Oh, and also the CM had said that he will plant 1,000 saplings on a day for Mother Earth.
No, through the
Yeah.
year होला. एक दिन में कैसे 1,000 plant करेगा यार?
Okay, through the years, huh?
Yeah.
Must be something like that.
I don't think so. Anyway, so in his name, let's say,
Yeah.
Khutu, like we say, so, and ministers were supposed to plant 500 saplings, chief secretaries 300 saplings, and panchayats 100 saplings.
People जाओ भाड़ में. Like we don't care what the people do.
Anyway, there
Only
was
VIPs get to plant.
unnecessary trivia. And now moving on.
Have you ever planted a tree, sapling, Uttam? Yes or no, यार?
Can't
नहीं?
remember.
नहीं? आपने?
School, we one Mahotsav.
स्कूल में तो you
Oh,
are
when you
asked to
had-
do that.
Really?
हाँ,
मेरे टाइम में तो
out
कभी
of-
नहीं किया.
नहीं स्कूल में like when
तो थोड़ा ancient, yeah.
Yeah. मेरे टाइम
when
में
you're asked to
see,
do तभी किया बस तो
in my time
plants
the
में तो
environment was
इतना,
so clean.
like रुचि भी तो नहीं था
नहीं स्कुल हामी पनि त हामी
School is when
In that split
teachers
one,
they
yeah.
supposed to correct like what you told like cops and saying you stop it then you stop.
स्मृति
Schools मध्ये it's the same thing.
बुलबुले स्मृति
Bulbul.
भने
I guess
I- I like that idea, you
Nee,
know.
the whole idea of like you Environment Day, Mother Earth Day. I think यो चाहिँ त्यो grassroots level मा from the schooling itself like focus गरे all these NGOs हरू हैन focus गरे school मा चाहिँ not on the particular day like throughout the season ma कहिले and then
Yeah.
all these people come
There's a
out in the
particular
street.
time that you can
त्यस्तो
plant.
गरेर like saying one day no private vehicle or no government vehicle no odd even yeah, maybe the public transport
Yeah.
private
No,
vehicles
it has to be completely
There has to be some-
people driven. People
Yeah.
driven. I'll give you an example. This is a wonderful example.
School kids anyways.
Yeah, school kids would be wonderful. When it's government driven, then tamasha hota hai. So when we had this whole Smriti one, 10 minutes to Earth, they were planting exotic trees, right? Which are not indigenous to Sikkim. Jagah jagah mein uga diya. I remember at that time also writing in the paper I was with at that time ki I hope if someone has thought it out, thought it through, that you cannot just bring a tree from somewhere else
Yeah.
and plant it in Sikkim. God knows what parasites come with it. God knows whether the local birds will get poisoned by that fruit because they don't know what it is. No one thought of all that. Like random they planted. No one bothered about the survivability of the saplings, right? Because that's an important aspect. You have to make sure that the sapling survives. The example I wanted to give was something that happened in North Sikkim. They missed the World Environment Day ka date or whatever. And
went on
but karna tha, you had to meet the quota or something. So towards winter, they woke up and they told the people, and that's what departments will do, right? Instead of providing sapling, Gangtok, Namchi, all these district headquarters, government provides the saplings. Out there, they told them, you get the saplings and come also. So Panchayat ko or Zumsa, whatever it was, they had a list ki 100 saplings or whatever. So these guys went into the forest. From the forest undergrowth, the saplings that had already grown, wo usi ko ukhad ke le aaye to plant wherever they're supposed to plant, which is okay if it survives, fine. But they were doing it towards winter. A sapling, I mean, you plant,
winter,
you work with plants, right? So it had already grown monsoon time or whatever. It must have grown to a certain height. They uprooted it, the stress, and then they planted it into a frozen ground. So the saplings died. So that is how these things will happen if you wait for the government and officers to do it.
Another thing, what I like to mention out here is like, those sapling plant I mean, that location also has to be. You know?
Yes.
I mean, you can't just to people. You can't go in the roadside and plant it because it like the you got because the weight of the so.
Oh, planning too much to expect.
What
I think they just say कि ये तो मर ही जाएगा, so क्या फर्क पड़ता है कि आप plan कर रहे हैं?
I mean, what's the point in like thousands sapling you are sapling when no one is there?
Yeah.
to,
I think they're more interested in
Us today, I think
sourcing the saplings than
Yeah.
actually making them separate.
Someone bound who that to pot flower pot आज डल्लै निकाले GMC को सब GMC को वहाँ पे door है ना they've taken up the entire flower was the thing
Pots.
so my thing is that गर्नु त गर्छ they make the huge bill हैन department को department they pay then after that चाहिँ कसले के हेर्दैन क्या अनि अहिले रुखहरू त्यो रोड साइडमा रुखहरू अहिले
त्यही
मान्छे
काट्नुपर्छ
वही काट्नु पर्यो फेरि
Yeah, but all these are like the wrong trees there. All these trees that are breaking and falling are probably the wrong trees to be growing
to
here.
that but
इसमें त फरेस्ट अफिसरले त इन्भल्भ हुन चाहिए ना लाइक सेइङ कि
Forestry sapling supply
नहीं,
करता है.
नहीं, नहीं.
ये event इस forest का था.
आप मेरे को लाइक आपका लाइक सैपलिंग देने से जैसे ना आप उगा रहे हो तो कहाँ से होगा हमें
no I'm they
That was
use local I think mostly they'll use the
Now,
okay.
earlier we were having पता नहीं Ashoka or something and
No,
someone
they
went to
use-
Delhi. Oh, it looks so nice. वो avenue
And the-
growth नहीं होता. Shade
अन्त
देता
आई
है वो.
रिमेम्बर कि मैले हामी उसमा गएको थिएँ नि त्यो ट्र्याक यली ऊ माथि
yeah
त वहाँ पे त्यो सैपलिङ गरेर त्यो उयो नि दिएको थिएँ नि त्यो
बार गर्ने हाँ
अभी तो हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है ना वो
पता
बार
नहीं nowadays I don't know I think that is very
That's a no-brainer. होना ही
नहीं
चाहिए.
mandatory है but then उखाड़ के फेंक देंगे बदमाश बच्चे लोग whatever anyway so let's move on to the last discussion today we got a press release and there was some I also saw it only online today about Sikkim Artists Protection and Guarantee Act 2009 Guarantee Bill 2000 it's not an act yet
2019. Oh, okay.
so Sikkim Artists Protection and Guarantee Bill 2019 SAPGA This is something that the press release came from Organization of Musicians and Artists of Sikkim, OMAS, and it's not very clear, but probably they are proposing that the government place such a bill in the upcoming budget session, in the upcoming assembly session. So this is basically, as the name suggests, protection of local artists. So they've just given some of the important features of the bill. We don't know
Which
what
should
the
be there in
entire.
the bill. They're probably recommending that you should look into these aspects
Yeah.
or something like that.
So one is fixed income for artists and artisans of Sikkim.
Or like a honorarium.
I don't know what
Stipend.
that means. What do
I'm
you
also an artist.
Might be a stipend.
from
stipend, right? Then no, we'll discuss point by point. So to provide employment based on passion towards a progressive creative society.
Yeah.
That also I'm not very sure what it means.
Yeah.
I don't know. So to protect traditional art and culture of Sikkim, that is like.
We'll not remember all the points. You want to go through the points, like say the point and then we say something you have to.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
So what do you
First.
think of the fixed income for artists and artisans of Sikkim?
It's a wonderful idea. But how do you decide who's an artist or an artisan?
Yeah.
Like, is there a course that I have to take to be called an artist?
Yeah, wait though. I mean, I'm saying yes.
It can't be like that.
No, I'm saying yes, it is a problem.
Yes.
Save Jammu.
No, there has to be.
Cases,
Exactly. Anybody can. So the moment you have a stipend attached to it, your challenge would be who do you recognize as an artist?
Then of course these organizations, I guess, will be given the responsibility.
Those who are members. And I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair. It's wonderful. I mean, of course, artists should be supported, right? An artist will be able to do the best work if he or she doesn't have to worry about
So I
basic
think
survivability.
to jump points, I think they've in the thoda niche they have mentioned one point where they say setting up of a semi-autonomous body of artists of Sikkim. Maybe that, I don't know, they will be in charge.
But
Yeah,
are there in any other states? Are there like say for example in our this kind of thing where by say me being an Kim artisan whatever
Artisan.
artisan or whatever.
Artisan is much
Do
easier.
I get any government support?
No, I think
Central
there is.
government has a scheme, insurance and...
No, but those are for like traditional handicrafts or like those kind of, and they I guess are registered, no, with the like Directorate of Handlooms or whatever.
Yeah, I mean
That is
I
the-
make
But
my product. I give it to government.
There's a difference,
That's an
right?
outlet, you know, where say मेरो handicraft मा I am focusing on handicraft, you know, say khadi ki. So त्यो प्याक मैले डिजाइन गरेर चाहिँ आई गिभ इट टु द गभर्मेन्ट whereby there's a platform त्यो चाहिँ गभर्मेन्टले
त्यो त अर्कै कुरा गर्दैछ
Yeah, we're going to get into this whole discussion which gets
No,
crazy because
we are talking about
we're talking-
fixed income.
artisans are not artists. That's a skill.
That's different.
Skill
Artists,
is
yeah.
different from art, right?
No, I think these whatever traditional handloom handicraft is easier, okay? But
That's
how do
skill.
you
That's not
that's
art.
skill, yeah, that's not art, yeah.
artisan? Those are artisans.
Yeah.
No, but like musicians, how do you register? Like, कैसे?
Exactly
Even I
my
can
point.
play a little bit of guitar, so I don't become an.
I mean, गाना तो मैं भी गाता हूँ, बेसुरा गाता हूँ, but गाना तो गाता हूँ.
कैसे करेंगे?
So that is going to be a challenge, yes. And I hope it's not like कि, okay, all those who are members of this organization are recognized. I mean, like, so that's going to be a challenge. Not that the bill has come, so not to rain on their parade.
Yeah.
But that's something that you've got to look out for. A better idea would be to create an environment that supports the arts.
Arts. So
I just like this whole idea like came just because last time I think pre-election मा चाहिँ the media personलाई pension या
Really?
वो तो फिर और दूसरा हो गया ना.
नहीं वो declare किया
No,
था
so
that will be paying monthly.
Journalist लोग को मिलता था,
journalist
artist
को
को
मिलता है this.
वो तो वो भी just वो तो कहाँ दिया है?
नहीं,
बोला
नहीं,
है.
हाँ यार अभी गवर्नमेंट अभी बना है सिर्फ.
Like I have a problem with. No, it's a good thing, but I have a problem with artists seeking. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
Government support. They should be anti-government, yeah.
Yeah, that
है ना?
would be the real
तो-
wonderful art form.
Anyway,
But because otherwise, see, it's like journalists, right? Just because you studied mass comm doesn't make you a journalist. You could become a PR guy. So, like when artists want to work with the government, it's like doing a PR job.
yeah.
Whereas the real art comes when there is, but we're being too
Huh.
classical in this.
Too
But-
rigid, but then no, but because I was telling you before also, like अपने आप से they should know artists, they should come up with I don't know, create way in environment, I don't know, foster an environment that supports artists and whatever, and then government support is like a supplementary like support.
Yes.
It cannot be like because the government is not doing anything for us, that's why we are unsuccessful. That is what
Yeah.
I do not agree
Yeah, and
with.
like you were saying earlier, it's just being an artist is no guarantee of success. For instance, like what 1% of people who claim to be artists actually succeed. Like no one really lives off their art, right? I mean, which is I'm not saying it's like you lump it, like that's how life is. What I'm saying is that's the reality. So if you want to do something for the artist, I think what they should do is become such a strong organization, association, that people will come to you for your support and give you whatever you demand, no matter how outlandish it sounds. Right? That is the one way they can have a sustainable looking into their interests. They should be like, for instance, a group of artists should say, we're going to organize this week-long celebration of the arts. Right? We're going to do it from this to this date. Right? The government better support us. Right? Give us the venue for free, get every department to come there and work for us for free or whatever. I think that's... you cannot expect the government to look after you because then it becomes bhaibandi, right? The minister, instead of putting his useless supporter or whatever as an OFOJ employee, will register them as an artist, and तब क्या करोगे?
अब प्लेटफॉर्म तो देते ही है ना. लास्ट टाइम वाइट रोल में त्यहाँ दिएको थिएन that art photograph. I mean, art means that photography.
Everything, I guess. Everything, the creative arts.
Yeah. I mean, the platform, I think government कुछ तो support तो.
No, we were. I think one point that is, I don't know if they've mentioned it here, is that so events may when they don't get paid, they are
I mean,
yes.
That is not. That is something they should.
That should be, yeah. Because, I mean, of course, right now also it's fraud, right? If I hire someone and not pay him, I can be booked for cheating and fraud. But that's a long process.
Yeah.
It'll be nice if there was a bill which said non-billable offense, organizer को पकड़ो, जेल में डालो जब तक वो पैसा नहीं देता. That would really help.
That it's like you're bound by the contract. I mean, if you...
No, but enforcing the contract in the existing laws which don't specifically look after your interests.
There are a lot of complaints. Even artists from outside who come and perform here, they are not paid. They'll be given like 10% of what their actual payment is, right? That happens a lot.
That's like purely a legality issue or whatever. But the thing is, what I feel is, because most probably demanding that this, I think the association, what you told was, that focus has to come in.
If they become a genuinely representative body cutting across party lines, wonderful hoga na.
And assure benefits and platform to entrepreneurs who are passionate about event management.
Which is not art.
Yeah.
Managing an event is a management job. It's not an artist's job. But anyways,
please don't hate us artists. Artists of Sikkim will be given exposure trips on a national and international level, which is fine. I don't know why that is. Anyways, assure market economy for the artists of Sikkim where they can showcase their talent on national and global level. I'm not quite sure how that is.
Event, like have this...
market economy
like,
for artists.
What was that? Monte Carlo or one of these really city-states of Europe. They host this Euro Music Awards or some reality shows. Like, it's become a big thing. And compared to the rest of Europe, that's a minor player, right? I think something like that would be wonderful, no? If Gangtok could become this hub, Sikkim could become this annual event. I mean, if Nagaland can do it with Hornbill, why can't Sikkim have this one very focused, specific festival that the people the world over eventually come to know about? And no, flower festival nahi hoga, wo bahut try kar liya. It has to be like music.
We had that, what?
Mangan
Music
Festival.
Music Festival.
Music festival.
Which
so many stakeholders might come in.
No, but
the
why?
Music festival, the food festival, such.
I don't know.
Artists,
I don't know what went wrong with those music because they were quite successful. 10 years ago that they were like 20 years ago. So what went wrong? Like why couldn't they continue it? Like lack of funds?
One could be lack of funds.
But today I don't think they can be lack of funds.
There will be lack of funds because people are not going to buy tickets and come. These kind of things require corporate support, right? Or state patronage, right? Which can easily be done. But you need them to be organized consistently. It should not be ki, I am personally interested, I'll do it, and after 5 years something else catches my fancy and this whole event just fizzles out.
It
That-
has to be.
Organizational robustness has to be guaranteed, which something like an organization can guarantee, no?
Yeah, they keep. Yeah, OMAS can organize and keep it running every year, and anyway, and that is.
And then
Connected
once it
with
becomes
tourism.
really big, even if one छोटा सा TV channel takes the rights,
I know.
पूरे साल का खर्चा निकल आएगा यार.
Another point is ensure a basic system of payment to Sikkimese artists working in productions shot in Sikkim. Basic system of payment. This is okay.
Minimum wages types.
They must be
Yeah,
like
at least
वही
this
casual होता है ना
हाँ.
ये इसमें तो they'll just give you like अभी pocket से निकाल के like 500 रुपए or whatever. That
Yeah.
should not be there, I guess. Allocation of a certain budget for artists. I don't understand.
No,
Anyways.
events, artist related interests.
Providing space or galleries for display of art and handicrafts of Sikkimese artists, which is also.
There, one thing that should embarrass all Sikkimese is that the place doesn't have an art gallery.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I
just-
think Star Hall, they tried, right? I don't know what went wrong with that, but they
Star
should.
Hall तोड़ रहे हैं.
हाँ, नहीं, before they told any, I don't know, it fizzled out.
No, it was there till the
Please.
day it was being taken down.
The art gallery,
Yeah,
it was there.
I think so.
I don't know. Anyway, so they should continue that, no? Even after the Star Hall is
Yeah.
made into whatever.
But
it
it's
is.
not, see, art gallery तो क्या था वो UDHD के साइड में that flyover के नीचे भी एक छोटा सा रूम में there used to be an art gallery at one time, right? But just my favorite nephew's watercolors don't make it an art gallery, right? So it has to be something that hosts mind-blowing stuff, right? From time to time, not calendar art.
I know.
I think the best for this art display that was done, as far as I know, was that इसमें Whitehall में that art gallery मतलब रहे थे thing.
This
And that-
exhibition, that's
yeah,
an exhibition.
and that lightning का भी remember
I don't remember.
Light.
light couldn't get display.
Light display, I think outside I remember
No,
seeing
outside,
it.
not inside. Outside,
Outside,
right?
yeah,
That
outside,
frame,
yeah.
eh? I think the location wise, if you look at like
Whitehall is
even
nice.
to
Whitehall is nice.
I mean, local tourists
Yeah.
are like it was
Remove
like,
that department from there.
yeah, department
Stop
तो has
doing
to
the
go.
officers'
Yeah,
mess.
why
Yeah,
one
get into
department?
an art
Post
gallery.
department.
It's so wonderful, no?
Mm.
If Whitehall, which is kind of a heritage building,
Yeah.
is given over to the arts.
Yeah, there is
Amphitheater का भी जगह है.
outside भी
And
जगह
location
है.
outside
अच्छा
भी
है.
food parks,
हाँ.
food park. I mean, small stall.
Yeah, make that the whole thing pedestrian
Yeah.
for permanent,
Yeah.
and make that tunnel that you want for the gadis to
I mean, these people should be looking at that rather than like you know.
Yeah, there's a space. I was suggesting, but Whitehall is also better. I was thinking of
go.
Titanic,
Titanic.
Park there. Titanic.
Titanic might be a
Small.
sub. The
Because the moment there's
Branch.
a crowd, no, MG Mark becomes a problem. Remember some very famous performer आया था, and there was nearly a riot out there.
Because,
Stampede.
no, I was thinking of a place like the Titanic that can be done in Whitehall also, but then outdoor space where artists just come, they'll just play whatever they
Because
want.
I
Dancers
really-
can dance, whatever.
Performance artists.
handicrafts, performance magicians, whatever they can
because
just.
one
अरे बड़ा
space.
मजा आएगा.
वही तो.
एक
Yeah, let's
space
do that.
वो Sarmsa, it's too far, me. No?
Yeah, Sarmsa is too far.
Sarmsa is too far. You have this
Around town
amphitheater.
only.
Around town.
Titanic might be a good small place to visit. If you talk to tourists also like Whitehall, at least Whitehall, they'll understand the issue. I mean, the
Whitehall
history
is a different kind of.
yeah,
center
I mean
can
one
be,
the Whitehall that place itself the history attached, you know, so that would be added thing, you know.
Whitehall is a very nice, different center.
Yeah.
This Titanic is just like I'm saying, very casual. People, people, artists can
which-
just gather.
I think, yeah, that is fine. Actually, they can easily do that.
It's easily done.
If
I
they
don't know
ask
why
the
they haven't
government, take
done
out
it
a
till now.
notification that any performer has access, can perform. Because if today I go with a guitar to MG Mark, I'm sure after like 30, I mean, apart from the fact that I'll be singing so bad that someone will complain.
Please, yeah, get to
Apart
the
from
point.
that, getting to the point, within 30 seconds of me singing, okay, maybe 2 minutes of me singing, some cops will come up and say, "Ki permission kahan hai?"
Wait, to permission that make
Yeah,
that
so
permission
if
free.
the government
So-
just announced that any performer has free access to MG Mark, like if they, maybe no one stops you, abhi bhi, maybe no one stops you, but we don't know that it's allowed.
Yeah.
But if you announced it that any performer can come at any time at MG Mark and perform,
Yeah, that they can put a performance zone or whatever.
Like
anywhere in MG Mark,
Like in
perform.
Simla, you
It's so
have
wonderful.
this Simla में that mall road में you have this one small amphitheaters जैसा सब माथिपट्टि क्या where people would like showcase के छ so वहाँ पे एक
Yeah,
बन्दे
I
भी
don't know.
घुम्दै रहेछ
That'll be so cool.
No, that I feel like organizations should also have done till now. Long time ago, they should have started.
Yeah,
something
formalize
like
it.
that.
कि as a matter of policy, you have access.
Yeah.
Like juggling करो, जो मर्जी करो,
हाँ.
कोई आके तंग नहीं करेगा. नहीं तो पुलिस वालों को तो और कोई काम नहीं है.
Yeah, वो भी.
Like if they can investigate SPG, I'm sure they can come and investigate this also. किसने भेज दिया इसको यहाँ परफॉर्म करने के लिए?
Okay. Like I'll just sum up. Okay. Providing amphitheaters for artists, particularly in the field of music, fashion, and dance. We've covered that. Relaxation of taxes in the entertainment field.
Yes.
Setting up of a semi-autonomous body for artists of Sikkim. Encouraging and equipping filmmakers with the required technology. Special discount for Manan Kendra for Sikkimese artists.
Fine. Free, make it free.
Yeah. Discount क्या free करो यार.
That space for the arts has been used by the bureaucracy for like what 10 years now.
वही तो.
It's high time they give
that
compensation
was
to the.
supposed to be a community hall, community center, and they have just occupied it. The students, the youth, the artists should
No, not
protest.
PI. They should ask for compensation. No,
Yeah.
the government should pay rent. See, if it was a building made for, let's say, the young people, artists, and the government just occupied it for all these years,
Yeah.
the artist should say कि ठीक है अब आप लोग का हो गया जाइए अपने सेक्रेटेरिएट में इतने सालों का रेंट दो मेरे को. So they should not ask for a grant as a request. They should demand it by way of compensation.
Yes. On that note, we shall end today's podcast, which has gone for too long.